up by William the Encourager, sponsored by Ted Russell Nissan, home of the lifetime warranty on Kingston Pike.
Good morning, my brothers and sisters. This is William the Encourager, again coming at you on this Wednesday. Come on, you know the drill now. You know the drill. You know we got to pray before we start this thing. Praise God. Father God, Lord, we love you. We love you. We adore you. We admire you. We know that you are Alpha and Omega, the first, the last, the beginning, the end, the author and the finisher of our faith. And we thank you, and we invite you into this day. For this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. We're going to take time just to refresh your memory with this poem once again. Its name is The New Season. God's word says, old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. The revival of man's heart is possible, but to God, man must be true. A new season is on the horizon, and a new day has begun. All things have been made new, and the battle already won. The promises of God will come with the dawning of each new day, but it's the word of God that we must follow, because only the word will lead and light the way. There will be new mountains to climb, dry valleys that appear to have no end. But let not your heart be troubled, for you have victory in Jesus, your true friend. In every season, the sun will shine and rain will fall. But be assured that Almighty God will carry you and walk with you through it all. So be strong and courageous, and let your faith carry you into this new season that God has brought you to. And remember that God loves you, and he will never let you go, because he has brought you into this new season where you will thrive and you will grow. Do you want to grow in this new season? We don't want to stay stagnated. We don't want to stay in the same place. We want to grow. Remember God's word. God's word can help you grow, mature, spiritual, and it can help you grow in your discernment, your wisdom, and in the choices that you make. So be encouraged today, my brothers and sisters. With God, we can do all things. And this new season, God is calling you into this new season. Lamentations 3:22 and 23 says, through the Lord's mercy, we are not consumed. His mercies are new every morning. I thank God for his new mercies every morning, my brothers and sisters. We need to be thanking God for his mercies that are new every day. Every new seasons begin with mercy. God gives fresh grace daily. Fresh grace daily. How important is that? It's so very, very important to have fresh grace and fresh mercy every day, my brothers and sisters. The promises Jesus reveals in a new season. When Jesus shifts season, he promises new direction, new provisions, new identity, new mercy, new growth, new hope, and a new purpose. Oh, thank God for his new purpose today. You know, we can use that new purpose to go higher and higher. Aren't you glad? I don't know about you today, but Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the thoughts I think towards you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. And remember, there's a way out of your mess, and it's JESUS.
Where can you buy a brand new Nissan with a lifetime warranty? Kingston Pike. Hey, folks, Gerald Anderson with Ted Russell Nissan. You heard it right. Every new Ted Russell Nissan comes with a lifetime warranty, and that's a long, long time. Ted Russell Nissan on Kingston Pike.
Good morning and welcome to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Ask Your Neighbor can also be heard and seen on our website, WYSHradio.com. And if you are in Anderson, Rome, or Morgan County and have Comcast cable, you can watch Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV Channel 12. Ask Your Neighbor is the program where you call in and do just that. Ask Your Neighbor. Do you have a comment? Do you have a problem? Or do you have a question? Then call in and ask your neighbor. 865-457-1380 or toll free at 877-711-4005. And for those of you that might be listening or watching on the internet, you can email from our website, WYSHradio.com. Just click on the Contact Us button and email your questions. Now sit back and listen as listeners throughout East Tennessee and the entire world answer your questions on Ask Your Neighbor on BBB TV 12 and AM 1380 WYSH.
If I told you what Sammy and I were talking about, you would say, what in the world is going on? We're looking up, I'm my own grandpa.
There's a motive behind it.
Well, there was a motive behind it because we were talking about the congressperson, Omar, what's her name?
Ilhan
Omar.
Yeah.
Married her brother. And, and she was hollering stuff during the State of the Union address. I couldn't understand what she was saying, but there you go.
I couldn't understand it because I had it turned down.
Well, there you go.
But we can't fill the shoes. I started to say me and David wears the same size shoes, but there's no way I can fill David's shoes.
He's on his way, isn't he?
He's supposed to be. He's at a doctor's appointment, so I said I'm going to scramble and get over here and try to kick it off, and we'll see what me and Ron can come up with and talk about. But
did you get to hear any of our stuff with Bradley last week?
No, I didn't. I got tied up in an appointment. I wanted to go back and listen. You got the archive?
Yeah,
I'll go back and listen to it. Bradley's got a lot of neat stuff.
And yesterday he had left this with me. He had about an hour and a half of audio from the Kaz Walker show from 1953.
Yeah.
And so I aired that yesterday. But
who was on that one?
Oh gosh, I don't remember who was on it. I've got it somewhere, but there are quite a few people that I think Dolly was on it, and her
in 1953.
Her Uncle Bill.
Yeah.
And she was singing backup. And you can tell it's her.
Oh wow.
I can't remember all of it. But
so it's an audio, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty neat. He brought a lot of cool stuff with him last week, so that was neat.
Where's he getting it at?
You know what? I don't know. Some of it I gave him. A lot of the stuff from WATO, I gave him back. Oh gosh, it's been years ago.
Yeah.
But I gave him quite a bit. I had the opening ceremonies from WATO when it opened in 44, 45. Yeah.
And who all was on that when it opened?
The head of the Department of Energy, which I think was called the Department of Atomic Energy at the time.
Oh, wow.
Secretary of State. Oh, there were some big hard hitters that came down.
Wow.
WATO was the first and only, as a matter of fact, broadcast radio station ever allowed to operate inside of a secured government facility. It operated inside. Of course, it was just inside of the East Gate of Oak Ridge.
Yeah.
And it was pretty tightly regulated about what they could or couldn't broadcast or what they could or couldn't know.
I bet.
But, it holds some great historic value.
Yeah.
It's sad that it's gone now, but we were able to save that. I pulled them off reel to reel. I found old reel-to-reels, and he was able to double them onto CD. I've got them in there somewhere.
Yeah. I think about all the albums, CDs, cassettes, VHS tapes. There's a place called iMemory. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not.
I've heard of it.
Apparently can take the old tapes and they refurbish them a little bit as well. But you just send them boxes. They send you a box and you send them to them in a secure box, and hopefully you get your originals back, but they put them on digital.
That's cool.
And you can pull them up on your phone. I hate the expression of the cloud and all this stuff. So you have to have a username and password, which I got so many username and passwords.
Yeah, I forget them too. I do the same thing.
Yeah, but you was talking about Oak Ridge. I was listening or watching Fox News this morning, and I heard them talking about the Iranian warheads or something, trying to get these long-range ballistic missiles. And now they're in New York talking, and they said, that way they could, what they want them for is so they could hit New York or Los Angeles or Tennessee. And I'm thinking, why Tennessee? I always forget about Oak Ridge.
Oak Ridge.
Yeah, people really knew what all.
They're not going to get them.
Yeah.
They're not going to make us knock us.
No.
Rest assured, they'll either come to a nice, peaceful agreement this week, or I'd say about this time next week, we'll be talking about the big hole in the ground over there.
Yeah.
That's probably what's going to happen.
There's so much stuff in the air with the world of politics and with the this regime over there. I mean, they're just evil.
Yeah, they believe that they're waging a holy war.
Yeah. If they're listening, we're up here on the hillbilly high rise.
Yeah, y'all just look for the flashing red light.
Yeah, there wasn't no Chris. They went up there on Pine Road.
They was after Ron and Sammy. That's what they when they shut them up.
Took them out.
I was looking on this stuff that I got from Bradley, Alma Ray, Bonnie, Lou, and Buster.
Oh wow.
David and Luke, Gloria Bell. Jimmy Murphy, Ellie White, Lowell Blanchard, Bill Owens, and Dolly. That's from 1960.
Yeah.
Luke Brandon, Kaz Walker's Thumpin' Good theme, Honey Wiles, and then the WYSH Clinch Valley Jamboree from 1971. He brought me.
Do we have any of the WYSH Jamboree still around?
Oh, yeah.
Any of those folks?
David Farmer.
Oh, no, that's right. Yeah, David's a legend.
He is.
That's right.
He was on there. So, yeah, that's interesting. I don't even know what. There they are. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. It was fun to listen to.
Bradley's got a great collection of stuff, and I know he's doing some. He's got something called, what is it called, Smoky Mountain Radio. He's doing.
Yeah, we were talking about that, doing I guess broadcasting it online stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah, so he's got a lot of memorabilia. I first ran into him when he was doing the historical downtown there in Knoxville.
Yeah.
Several years ago, and interesting. I mean,
well, it's fun every now and then to go back, visit the past, listen to. Just, hearing something from 50 years ago, 60 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
This is interesting, fun stuff.
Everything's cyclical, isn't it?
It is. Comes around, goes around.
Yeah, it's like a lot of the folks have traditional churches that just hang on because it all comes back around.
It does.
And music. I think that's why I'm such a big fan of Zach Top. I tell you, he is.
He's back around.
Oh my gosh! Well, he's brought true country music. Complete song.
I voted for him for male vocalist of the year, by the way. I just cast my ACM vote.
Good deal. If I had a vote,
yesterday.
If I had a vote, I'd vote for him.
Well, I voted for him if he wins.
Yeah. What's crazy is that a lot of these young singers.
Well, actually, I nominated him. They haven't got it voted yet, but I got to nominate. We all get to nominate one person, and they'll put it out a list of 4, and then we'll pick one from the 4.
Is it station owners that do that, or is it certain DJs?
It's Academy of Country Music members, Academy of Country Music members. So I've been a member since '90 with it and with the CMAs. So
yeah,
there you go.
Well, I know that you're talking about David. David is. The people he's worked with, we think about all the singers. We went out last Tuesday night, and they may be starting this back up, but Freddie Smith came out, and we had Jimbo Whaley at the Wild Wings down in Farragut this past Tuesday night. Great show.
Yeah.
And I was hoping my brother Doug, if he's listening, I was hoping he was going to get to go with me, but we went out. They had a great show. You're talking about Dolly, so Dolly's favorite banjo pickers, of course, Gary Biscuit Davis, and Gary was there, and great turnout, and we're so glad. I hope they bring those back around. But David, I was telling my wife, we was sitting there, and I was telling her about, I said, just a few years ago, we was sitting here, and all these great singers and entertainers from East Tennessee, and I'm sitting there, and there's Phil and Kent, and then Matt Ledbetter and Chase, Kent's son.
Yeah.
They're picking, and you know who the guest was that night?
Who?
A little banjo picker y'all probably heard of named Earl Scruggs.
Wow.
Came and played with them that night. And the sad part was people sitting there eating and listening.
Didn't know him.
They didn't realize it was Earl Scruggs. It's so funny that.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I mean, you think about those people that you mentioned just a minute ago, talking about those on that tape, and those people that's come through here, and they come and they go. But I'm going to tell you, there's so much talent that we talk about all the time in East Tennessee.
I don't know what this is, but the title of Cut 8, it says it's Lowell Blanchard, and it's titled "Everybody's Worried About the Atomic Bomb."
No, you listened to it yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't listened to it yet.
Can't play it on the air, can you?
Well, yeah, I reckon I could.
Play it. I like to listen. I love that old. Hey, I'm an old soul. My wife says you're like a 12-year-old boy and a 90-year-old man.
Thank you.
I'm an old soul.
There you go.
That's right.
Let me see here. I reckon I can find it. Where is it? There it is.
You don't have to get no permission. You don't own the station.
Oh, yeah, no, we can make it happen. Let's see here. I believe that's it. Let's see if we can make it play. Here we go. Maybe. Maybe.
Everybody's worried about the atomic bomb, but nobody's worried about the day my Lord will come, when he'll hit great God Almighty like an atom bomb. When he comes, when he comes. In 1945, the atom bomb became alive. In 1949, the USA got very wise. They found a country across the line had an atom bomb of the very same kind. The people got worried all over the land, just like folks got in Japan. So I say, everybody's worried, about the atomic bomb, but nobody's worried, about the day my Lord will come, when he'll hit great God Almighty like an atom bomb. When he comes, yes, Lord, when he comes. Everybody's worried about the atomic bomb, but nobody's worried about the day my Lord will come, when he'll hit great God Almighty like an atom bomb. When he comes, when he comes. But God told Elijah he would send down fire from on high. He told brother Noah by the rainbow sign, there be no water but fire in the sky. Now don't get worried, just bear in mind, seek King of Jesus and you shall find peace, happiness, and joy divine with my Jesus in your mind. So I say, everybody's worried about the atomic bomb, but nobody's worried about the day my Lord will come, when he'll hit great God Almighty like an atom bomb. When he comes, yes, Lord, when he comes. Everybody's worried about the atomic bomb, but nobody's worried about the day my Lord will come, when he'll hit great God Almighty like an atom bomb. When he comes, when he comes.
There you go.
That's pretty good.
We're trying to figure out who was doing the singing on that.
It does sound like a young Luke Brandon, but I don't know.
Don't know either. There you go.
So Lowell Blanchard, he was the one singing it.
I don't know. That was the title. That's what it said.
That's fantastic.
Lowell Blanchard, everybody's worried about the atomic bomb.
That's pretty good. The Lowell Blanchard people remember the Tennessee barn dance.
Oh, yeah.
But then John Hitch, that was his mentor, was Lowell, and he named it the Tennessee Valley. Yeah, and did that for years and had so many great pickers and singers come through there as well.
I played for John for a while out there. Where was that? Out toward...
was it the WNOX Theater, or where did he do it at? That's where Lowell did it originally.
It wasn't at the WNOX Theater. It was out... Gosh, I want to say it was out toward his house out there.
In Bays Mountain?
Yeah. It was out there a ways toward Seymour.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the club was called, but I got tired of dragging my drums back and forth. So It didn't last long. I was like, boys, the $25 is great, but
yeah. That's why I wanted to learn the harmonica.
Yeah, the harmonica would be much better than the drums, carrying them around. But I played on the Tennessee Valley Barn Dance with John in the 90s, I guess.
So Chubby, was Chubby playing with him?
Chubby Baylor, yeah, I believe he was. I can't remember who all. Donnie was playing though. Yeah, Donnie was helping him back then too. So.
Oh my God.
It was probably 96, 97, right around in there somewhere.
They so I learned I met Chubby Baylor back in the late 80s. I worked with him. Didn't know he could even play a guitar. And a very unassuming guy. And in fact, I still have some of the scratch pad. We worked for a printing company together.
Yeah, I remember.
And so he made me on my desk one day. He brought me, set them on my desk, and it said, "From the desk of Bernard P. Fife," and had a picture of Barney Fife on it. And I still got some of them.
I love
he
it.
kept me in stock till the day he passed away. He never referred to me as anything but Barney and Barn. That's what he called me.
Barn. Oh, Barn.
But the way I found out he was a picker was I had bought a guitar, and I took it in to one of the guys that owned our company about it, and I said, "Look at this and see what you think, if it's worth, what I gave for it." And he said, "I'm not the one you need to look at it." I knew he picked a little bit, and he said, "You need to go back there and have Chubby look at it." And I said, "Chubby know anything about guitars?" Oh my gosh! He took it out of the case, and he was acting like he looked at it a minute, and he started picking it, and I was like, "Wait a minute.
How'd you do that?"
Set me up, and oh my gosh, I was like Sunshine Slim when we saw some young pickers come over to Ciderville one day, and Phil Ledbetter brought these boys by, and they were probably 14, 15 years old, and Ron, they just shredded these guitars and mandolins and banjos, and Sunshine Slim was standing there, and he goes, "That's it, boys. I'm gonna go home and throw my guitar in the fireplace." But
I get it.
Yeah,
I do.
Chubby was a fantastic, and I
He
think
was a very good guitar player.
Tell me if I'm wrong here. I think at one time Dolly asked him to go with her.
I don't know.
I'd heard that story several times.
Did Chubby ever play with Larry Maples and those guys?
Well, he probably did, because he was playing with Mel Street at one time.
I remember that. I knew that. Well, I don't remember it. I knew it.
Yeah, I heard that, and very humble. I always loved that about Chubby. Chubby's a great guitar picker.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time he was out here. I'm sure it was with David, but I just don't remember when. It's been a while.
Oh, he was a great guitar picker, and I loved his, because he was very calm demeanor and all of this, and he'd get on stage and he was a showman. Yeah, he's very good at it and stuff. So he played. Did Harker Road played with you guys? David, did he play with you guys? David, he played bass for a little bit for John, I think. But the Bills play with you, Mike. The Bills.
Oh yeah, well, gosh, you name it. Whether or not they were part of the house band, I couldn't tell you. I can't remember. Well, I can, but I guarantee you they all came through and played at some point over the time I was at Ciderville.
You probably played with the guys that I would go with my mom to see these shows. We'd go to Ciderville, but we'd go to these other shows around. Ray Rutherford, Bob Cox.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Guys.
I played with all
Bob
of
them. Bob played fiddle, didn't he?
Bob played fiddle. Ray played bass, didn't he?
Yes, Ray played bass and act like an idiot.
Yeah. And Ray Fox. I remember Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Ray played for Ray Price forever. He was out on the road with Ray. He played bass for Ray Price. He played guitar for us, or he sang. He strummed a guitar when he sang. So.
Yeah. We've got the guy, it's been almost a year again now. Time keeps getting away from us, but my buddy Justin Terry, he is finishing up his stuff. He does it about 2.5 months out in Texas, first of the year, and he's going to be coming back. He was with the Gatlins and did some recordings of some Gatlin songs.
Really?
That need to have him bring those by, and he's got a.
Where's he at now? He's
out in Texas right now.
Okay.
He's out in Texas, right on the line there in Mexico. But he does a little tour thing where he does different events and venues out there in Texas. I think it's down in Southwest Texas.
Okay.
But he's going to come. He sent me a message the other day, and he's going to come by. Wants to come out, and we'll kind of catch up with him. And really good scene. But I was going to say, he was talking about these different people. There's a guy, and you would know his name. I don't have it off the top of my head, but he played bass, but he produced the CD. He just did.
Yeah.
A Long Way Home is the name of the CD, and he's played. So I'm at this event down there in Huntsville. I may have told you this story, but so. Justin's a great guy and worked for one of your stations for a long time as a DJ.
Worked for Praise, sure did.
Praise. So I'm working. So I'm down there, and they start introducing this like a house band they have down here at this event. It has never aired yet, but this has been a year and a half ago. So I go to Huntsville, Alabama to see Zach Top.
Oh, gotcha.
And so we go down there, and it's a tribute to Dean Dillon.
Mm-hmm.
So the first person that comes out and sings is George Strait. And my wife
loves George Strait.
She's ripping off her wedding band. She's ready,
She's ready to go.
But and then one of the songs that Dean had wrote was Miami, Miami for Keith Whitley, or that Keith Whitley cut, and Zach done a great job of covering it. But so they began to introduce this house band. I'm trying to think. Mark Fain, is that a name?
Mark's the guitar player, isn't he? Or is he a...
well, this guy's he's a producer.
I know the name.
He was in the house band.
Bass player?
He played bass that night, but he can probably play everything else. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know the name. I don't know him.
Yeah.
I've heard the name a lot.
So he produced this new CD that Justin has out, and one of the songs was written by Kim Williams.
Oh, wow.
That he got from Kim. He met Kim a couple of times, and there's David right now.
There you go. He's running late.
He's calling, so have to go commercial. People want to hear.
There we go.
He's going to tell me he can't come in here.
Probably.
But I'm gonna have Justin come out and kind of explain to you, because he got to. I think he got to meet Phyllis once or twice, but he met Kim a while back and got one of his songs. He gave him some. He eventually gave him. I think he cornered him at the Country Tonight one night at some event, and he saw him.
Kim was a good guy, and he liked helping young up and coming artists. He really did.
I never met him. I tell you what, I love him. So many.
I can't believe as much as he was over here, you didn't.
I've never met him, and
David had not met him.
Dean, I would love to meet Dean, because Dean has wrote so many songs that, man, I'm gonna tell you, they're just great songs.
I think it was '93. I've got the pictures in there, and Dean was sitting right there where you are. He came in, be DJ for a day with me.
Oh, wow.
He sat in here. We talked. Good Lord, the music that we played.
Oh, I bet.
Then just getting to hear about it and all, getting I'd give any, and I probably recorded it on cassette back then. If I look, it's here somewhere, I'm sure. I just don't know where, but yeah, that was amazing. I think he was going to be going to be in the Father Christmas Parade. That's why he was here.
He's from up there, right?
He's from Campbell County. Yeah. And in fact, his dad and all of his family, they're still up there. They were. So, yeah, he I can't remember what all songs. I can't remember what we talked about, but I remember I was starstruck.
Yeah.
And I remember we got up to leave, and there were listeners that had come outside, waiting to talk to him.
I bet. So it's not his first name, but Rutherford. What was the story you told me? What about Dean? And if you're listening, you don't know who we're talking about. It's Dean Dillon, who's wrote probably 60-some songs for George Strait. So many other artists. 3 Wooden Crosses for Randy Travis.
Yep.
No, that's Kim. Kim wrote that one.
Yes.
Dean wrote George Strait is the main one he's done.
He wrote Amarillo by Morning. He wrote, it's just on and on and on and on.
Marina Del Rey. My wife had to buy a Marina Del Rey shirt from George's booth down there.
His real name is Dean Rutherford, but that's his adopted name.
Okay.
His actual father's name, which he took his stepfather. He took
Rutherford.
Yeah, he took Dean's name, or Garland's
Westfield, is it, or something like that?
I have no idea.
Well, I'll tell you.
I know it, but I don't. I don't know it. It's been so long.
He had a 45, and he was on the Clayton home show, Jim Clayton's show, and he sang on there, and he was Dean Rutherford on that show.
Yeah.
And great songwriter.
I was trying to find his. I'm trying to find his. Flynn, Larry Dean Flynn.
That's the one I saw.
Larry Dean Flynn. That's born in '55. So.
Yeah. So he's, but man, what a talent and gift of writing he is.
Well, when George came here in Knoxville, he brought Dean up on stage. Wow. Yeah, brought him up on stage and introduced him, and I think they played 2 or 3 songs together. I can't remember.
Does he ever come around anymore? I know he's from Lake.
I don't know. I haven't. I'm friends with his sisters, Faith, Hope, and Charity,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's his sister's name.
Greatest of those, all of those is charity.
There you go.
1 Corinthians 13.
There you go. I wonder if growing up she said that. The greatest of all those is me.
I'm the best. That's right.
I knew Hope. I went to school with Hope, same age as Hope, so we went to school together all our life. So,
Was it La Follette or was it Lake City? Where's he from?
Cherry Bottom area, so pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We played music together. Gosh, when he's 9 years older than me, give or take. And him and Jimmy Elkins. I'm trying to remember who all. I played drums. I didn't know half these guys, and I was a kid. Kid. Dean's probably 18, so that would have made me probably 9. I was older than that. I was probably 15, so he's probably 25.
Yeah.
And we played together over at Jimmy's house.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you realize how many people you got to be around like that?
It's amazing.
I'll tell you.
I was sitting here, me and David were talking. He's like, "You remember playing for Kitty Wales?" I was like,
"Oh my gosh."
Yeah, I do.
That's unbelievable.
Got to play for Chet Atkins.
Yeah.
Got to play Sunshine Slim. I played for Sunshine Slim. Jimmy Martin.
That don't count.
I didn't get to play for him, but I made him pay for Montgomery Gentry.
Montgomery Gentry.
Montgomery Gentry. They came to Ciderville one night.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was back before they were big, and they were on tour with John Michael. It was when John Michael.
I love John Michael, and I did not realize that was his brother.
Yeah. Eddie's his brother. Yeah. And when he took them out with him when he went on tour as opening act, and I think they probably played in his band. I don't remember. Yeah. I just remember I was up playing drums that night, and I ran the barn. So I was watching the door. Some guys come in. They had on these long trench coats and cowboy hats, and that was not the demographic that normally came into Ciderville.
Montgomery Gentry.
Yeah. And so they came in, and I didn't know who they were. Again, I don't know if there was a Montgomery Gentry then. They might have just been started.
Right.
But they came in, and I was watching, and they didn't pay. And I saw that they didn't pay. So,
oh, no, we're getting robbed.
I didn't know if we were getting robbed. I just thought somebody'd come in and wanting to play. We'd get that a lot. People would come in. They're like, no, I'm going to play. It would be like, it doesn't matter. It's $5. Sorry. Yeah. And so I stopped and asked one of them, did y'all pay? And they were standing over by the stage, and they were like, oh, no, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, that's funny.
It was a few minutes later, I ended the set, and David come over. He told me who they were. Oh. And I was like, oh, you guys don't have to pay. I'm sorry. I was like, that's John Michael. But come here. That's John Michael Montgomery's brother, Eddie. And I was like, I'm so sorry. He's like, no, we can forfeit that $5. They did. And then they played the whole second set.
Wow. We
all sat down, and they played the second set.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm just a huge fan. I love that kind of stuff. Those you don't know who they are at the time. So the other night, Tuesday night, we was out there at the Wild Wings, and Jim O'Whaley and his son Turner was playing a little circuit with a band. He had a bluegrass band. He's fantastic, by the way, if you get a chance to listen to Turner.
Yeah.
But so here, just in the last 4 or 5 years ago, they were at a bluegrass festival. So Zach Top is a bluegrass guy.
Yeah.
So they played and met him and stuff like that. So I asked him, I said, was he a pretty nice guy? He said, man, he is super nice guy. I said, he's so humble. And he said, he can wear out a guitar. And he can. I mean, if you go any of his shows, you'll see what I'm talking about. But he can flat play. He's got a lead guitarist now in the band. He picked up probably back maybe about this time last year or later last summer. But he played for Joe Diffie for a long time.
Oh, really?
And for Randy Travis. And I just lost his name. Can't remember his name. But he's a great guitar player that plays with Zach now.
Great.
Got a great band.
I'd like to see him.
Yeah.
He's on the upward trajectory. He's definitely headed up. Like I said,
he's fantastic. I told you the story about going down last.
I think he won Best New Artist.
He did.
Yeah, he won Best New Artist last year.
He was. We went to Alpharetta, and if you ever get a chance, there's a venue down there called the Marist Park. It's an outdoor theater. Seats about, I'd say, 18 to 20,000 people. An unbelievable parking. I've never been able to get out of an event like that as quick as I did the way they did it. I don't know how they did it. But he opened for Dierks Bentley. Oh. And I'm going to tell you, if you ever get a chance to see Dierks Bentley, a fantastic show. So Dirks is coming to here at Neyland Stadium, and the opening for Luke Combs. I don't even know who Luke Combs is.
You don't know Luke Combs?
I don't know who he is, but he's going to be opening for him. And I'm like, this guy must be pretty good because Dirks is opening for him. So, yeah, if you get a chance to see Zach, I was going to tell you, he's in Europe right now finishing up a tour.
Wow.
And
where's he from originally?
He's from Washington State. He's from Washington State, and not the Super Bowl, but the championship game, AFC championship game. He sang the national anthem.
I saw that.
Did a great job with it.
Yep.
And he's just I think he's got it together. Just my wife's worried about his smoking. He smokes, and she says, "Man, he's got to quit that and drinking them beers so much." Or the persona, I guess, he's trying to portray. But he seems like a very down to earth, good guy, but a great entertainer, very personable. From the stage, but
we're talking about
his shows.
Talking about folks picking when we were playing a minute ago with Lowell. I was talking to my buddy. I was down at the courthouse last week, qualified, turning in my petitions and stuff.
Right.
And Paul Parrott came up to me and he was talking to me about it. So he sent me Paul sent me. He's been doing some recordings in his house. He said, "I'm gonna send you something." I said, "What are you gonna send me?" He said, "I'm gonna send you something we used to play when we were kids." I'm like, "What?" Because, Paul's first band, we started a band together, me and Paul.
It's a great band.
Oh, it was good. I've told this story before. I'm sure he's tired of me telling it, but we were standing in gym class, me and Paul, and we were waiting in line to climb this rope. And I said, I can't remember, but I was already playing music at the time. We already had a band. And I'm sitting there, I'm probably bragging about it or talking about it. And he looks at me and he was like, "I play guitar." I said, "You do?" He said, "Yeah." And we're talking about maybe 79, maybe 1979.
You're just a pup.
I was a baby. Yeah. I was playing before that because I won the 7th grade talent show. So that's my first band. Yeah, I was playing the drums, but my first band was probably 7th grade, and we won the talent show at La Follette Junior High.
Yeah.
So this was sophomore in high school, and I was going on about my band. He was like, "I play guitar." I said, "You do?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you any good?" He goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm real good." I said, "You're real good." He said, "I'm better than Ted Nugent." Now, this is 1979 or 80. The height of Ted Nugent, yeah. I said, "You're better than Ted Nugent." He goes, "Yeah, I'm better than Ted Nugent." And I said, "Okay, big boy." Come on up. We were practicing at the time up on Carwin Road, up the valley in La Follette at Scott Gross's house. I said, we'll be there Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. Come on down. And he did. And he was. Wow. He was great. Yeah. We all just stood there with our mouth open.
That's funny. But he knew it.
Oh, he was good. Paul, he knew he was good, but he could back it up. It's not bragging when you can back it up, just fact.
So when you was, being from Campbell County, there's a family up there. There's a bunch of kids, and I worked with a couple of them, one of them in particular, Mike, but the Griffith family.
Gosh, yeah. I know Brian, I know Kim, I know all of them.
Well, Mike and Blair, do you know Blaine? No. Griffith. So he's probably the manager now, but of the Lexus dealership in Kingsport. That's Blaine Griffith.
I didn't know that.
So the way I met Mike, we worked together in the printing company.
Gotcha.
And same with Chubby. So I had a son taking violin lessons, fiddle lessons. I was hoping
fiddle.
And I didn't have I had a big. It was a cheap one. I bought somewhere. I don't remember. I didn't at the time. I don't think I bought it from David, but it was a little fiddle, and I don't know. It was in my car or something. I was taking him to the lesson, and Mike saw it, and he said, "Let me see that a minute." And he said, "How old's your boy?" And I told him, and he said, "Let me bring you something." He brought me a really nice. It was a smaller size violin, and he said that'd probably be easier for his hands and stuff. And sure enough, so I kept that thing and had it for a while. Well, Mike had went on to another job, and up until about 5 years. In fact, I've got his thing in there to call him. We're supposed to go to lunch here pretty soon. Just now caught back up with him. But they can play every instrument, apparently. Family, the Griffith family, if you're familiar, there's like 15 kids.
Oh, yeah, no, there's a bunch of them. I grew up with Brian. He and I are the same age. We went to school all together. His sister, Kim, worked with me as a lifeguard down at Cove Lake. So.
Brian may be the one I'm thinking of. There's the manager up there in
He might be. I don't know.
Brian?
He's my age.
I think that might be Brian. He's up in Kingsport now at the Lexus dealership.
I don't know. Last time I saw any of them, we had went up to McLeod Mountain and was up there walking on the bridge that they got up there. And I turned around and there was Brian. I was like, I bet you don't know me. He goes, yeah, I do. And so their whole family was up there. There's like 19 of them. There's a bunch of them. I don't know how many, but they were all up there picnicking. So that's been a few years ago, but I hadn't seen them in a while. But yeah, I grew up with all those guys.
That's all I've ever heard about anybody. If I knew that family, have you heard them sing?
Oh, yeah, they'd sing.
No, they was up there in that Church of God, and they'd wear it out and pick and singing. There's a guy that was up there that used to play on the, I know we're talking about Kaz Walker here, but I think he played on the WDNLX, maybe Midday Merry-Go-Round, but Leonard Dabney.
Oh, gosh, I knew, gosh almighty. I knew Preacher Dabney.
I've been in a lot of revivals with Leonard.
Oh, I used to play his record, Midway Baptist Church. He was the pastor of Midway Baptist Church. In fact, Wendy Val used to be Wendy Dabney. I think Leonard was her dad. Wendy was my kid's. Basically, she was my kid's nanny for 11 or 12 years. That's who kept them. And oh gosh, I've
good guy.
Yeah,
man.
I was a young pup back then on the radio, and like I said, I started when I was 13.
Yeah.
And you start at the worst place that they can put you, which is usually Sunday mornings where nobody wants. And so I was there. But
I'm going to tell Mike Kelly that.
Well, Mike Kelly picked Sunday mornings. Yeah. But we had live broadcasts.
Yeah.
Or tape, reel-to-reel tape back then. It wasn't cassette. It was reel-to-reel. And Preacher Dabney, Leonard was he did his live most of the time. And he sang. But Dennis Money's dad, Herman Money, Preacher Money, he always did reel-to-reel. Everybody was scared to death of him because if you messed up his program, you heard about it. Oh, no. And so I always got along great with him. He'd come in, sit and talk to me, and when he'd come in, people would leave because they thought he was going to holler at them. But I spent a lot of time with Leonard Dabney on Sunday mornings, or he'd have somebody come in for his broadcast, and he'd come upstairs, or he'd come in with me while they were in the other room singing or doing whatever.
So my church, the church that my brother advertised on Praise 96 a lot for New Beverly, so we had him back in the late 70s, early 80s. Leonard would come up and he's done revivals for us.
Yeah.
And but he would sing. He's
a great singer. He was.
I love to hear him sing. And I'm sure he's passed now.
I think, yeah.
But any of his family, if they was ever listening, he left a mark because he was so diverse. But I can think back, there was 3 preachers at one time. They'd shared a week-long revival, and they alternated who was preaching. And I got to be honest with you, and I better not say this, but Leonard with the 3 was, I'd always think, which night's Leonard? He was good. He was very good.
There's a bunch of talent that came out of Campbell County. You know, I think Monroe was from Campbell County. Monroe Queener.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah. We played it. Now, this was later. This was right before I left for Phoenix, so this is probably 81, 82, 83, somewhere in there. Jerry Mundy, Moose, played fiddle for Carl Story.
Wow.
Jerry was contractor up in Campbell County. And somehow, and for the life of me, I don't know how, he ended up being the general manager of WLAF Radio.
Oh, wow.
I'll never forget, because Elmo and Jack Mills, that's who owned WLAF, the Mills brothers. I remember I called him, I was like, why did you hire a contractor to run this radio station?
Yeah.
And they didn't feel obliged to answer to me.
Did you ever own WLAF?
I didn't know. I never owned WLAF.
What's the one you own up there?
WQLA. I own QLA, yeah.
Yeah, the afternoon show that was on up there for a while, the DJ had a real raspy, rough voice. I listened to him a lot. I liked him.
Oh, that was his name.
What I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I can't think of his name.
He played a really good segment of the music. I loved it.
What was his name? The Undertaker? Is that what he called himself? He called himself something weird on the air.
He's good. I listen to him a lot. And, I'm a big fan. Especially, I love AM radio for whatever reason.
But Jerry tried to bring back the Tennessee Jamboree up in La Folle. You know, that was a huge thing back in the day, the Tennessee Jamboree. Right. And he brought back Monroe. I can't remember who all he brought in as a house band.
Did David play up there a lot?
Not a lot, but he did.
Yeah.
And I'm wanting to say we did it live on the radio. I'm wanting to say we did it on Thursday nights. I can't remember what night they did it, so it wouldn't interfere with some of the other stuff. WLAF was the host station back in the heyday in the 50s of the Tennessee Jamboree.
Right.
And with Elmer Longmire. Elmer's who hired me, and then Elmer passed away right after he let me start. And Bill Waddell took over. But later on, when Jerry took over, probably getting to the 90s, he tried to reinvent it. And so it didn't last long. It lasted a couple months because people just didn't come out to support it. But during those months, I didn't play at it. In fact, I don't think we had drums. I don't remember. I think it was just mostly bluegrass. Yeah. But like Carl Story came out and played. And of course, Monroe was there as house band. Jerry played fiddle. It was pretty fun for a while.
Was Dennis from Lake City, or was he from Campbell County?
He's from Campbell County. He lived back up toward Jacksboro, back up in there. Had a studio out there. I recorded, first he had a studio in his music store, which was in what we called the White Way Plaza. Yeah.
Is that near Woodson?
No, it's back this side of Woodson, coming back this way. If you, it's up near where the theater was, where the movie theater was.
I remember well. The guy that ended up buying that was called
Blue Hippo Car Wash now.
What was it, Movie Time or something like that?
They tore it down and built the car wash now.
My daddy and the guy that owned that theater for a little bit was, he was a police officer as well.
Earl Campbell.
I'm not sure what his name was. Was he a police officer?
Yeah.
My daddy
knew him well.
Went to Donaldson together. I can't remember the guy's name, but they would ride together to go to Donaldson for the police academy back in the 70s.
I said Campbell. What's it? Hang on a second. I knew his son.
His face, but I don't remember his name.
Yeah, he's still with us too.
Is that right?
Yeah. What's his name? Is Earl? Dad burn it. I'll think of it.
He was I guess he was he a Campbell County Sheriff's Office deputy?
No, he was Lafayette City when I knew him. He might have went to the county.
Yeah, I don't know where he was at, but so my buddy that used to be the sheriff up there in Campbell County for a long time. Ron McClellan.
I know Ron well.
Yeah, Ron pulled a really good trick on me and him and a guy by the name of Ken Swall. They pulled a really good one on me. I'd never met Ron before, and if those of you listening don't know what I'm talking about, he had a hook.
Yeah,
for a hand.
Well, we called him Hook.
Well,
for a long time.
I didn't know, and they come in there, and Ken Swall set me up and said, "Listen, I want you to arrest the sheriff when he comes in here. Put them handcuffs on him, as Barney." And so I said, "Sure." And so I got over there to him, and I didn't realize what I was doing. As soon as I pulled them handcuffs out, Ron said, "I believe I can get out of that, Barney." I slipped right off. Oh, I felt like an idiot. He's a great guy. He took me down to the jail and had me go through and meet and cut up with some of the inmates there.
I can't remember Earl's last name. His son was there and worked it a lot.
Okay.
And I knew, and Rob Woodson and Earl were partners. Rob owned I don't know if Rob owned the building and Earl owned the business or how that worked, but they went in partnership to do that. Ran it for years and years and years.
Early 70s when the interstate first went through, so we would go to Caryville to the Cracker Barrel. We wouldn't go to Knoxville when I lived here. Out here, we went to the Cracker Barrel up there in Caryville, and that's where we would always go instead of going to Knoxville to do it. So,
got a note.
Got a note?
Thank you, Earl Carroll. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Earl
listen,
Carroll.
That's right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Well, if Earl's still around...
last I checked, he was. I saw on Facebook, unless it's been relatively recent. He had a Facebook account, and he was active on it, so...
He would probably have a story or two about my daddy.
I'm sure he's got stories, for sure. Yep, right there. Yeah, he's...
Earl Carroll, and he worked for Lafayette City.
He worked for the Lafayette Police Department. That's Earl.
Is that him?
I don't know if that might be a few years ago.
I hate him. He's got a head of hair.
He always had a head of hair.
Yeah. He was. That's funny.
To be a young man like I was, and again, I started at WLAF when I was 13 years old, 1979. Yeah. And it was a hub of information just like WYSH is. And back then, the local radio station was great. It was the only source of right now information. You didn't have phones and TV. You had to record it and put it in. I mean, radio was the thing. And so I got to know a lot of those police officers, Chuck Hudson, and just Ron McClellan.
What's Ron's
Harry
daughter's
Curitin
name?
and
You know Ron's daughter. I'm trying to think of her name. I checked on him a few years ago, and I just went blank.
I don't remember.
But his daughter, I somehow or another had her number because she had set up a couple of things we did. I did a couple political rallies for him. And I really did a good job because he lost his last one. So.
Well, I remember in high school, I knew a lot of the policemen, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going down the road, and I get pulled over one day, and I've got a car full of guys with me, and we're goofing off and probably into meanness. There ain't no telling. They come up to the car, and the guy's like, Ron, and he knew, he's like, Ron, slow down. You hear me? I was like, I'm sorry. And they're like, you know him?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I know. And then it got around that I was working for him. He's an undercover policeman. Yeah.
He's a narc. Yeah, that's funny.
But I got to know all those guys.
Yeah.
I'm telling stories now. It's Siler McCarty, Emma McCarty, who Emma was in radio forever. She went by Emma, or Lindsay Wilson when she was in Knoxville, and she worked on. She loved Emma, but she married Siler McCarty. Siler was a police officer. And I was at the radio station. I don't even know if I was old enough to drive. And I was telling Siler, because then I was working late. I can remember I was there late at night. And I said, I need a gun. And he said, okay. A gun.
How old were you?
I was probably 14, 15. I was young.
Way too old to have a gun.
Yeah, well, in Campbell County, you were supposed to have one. You're supposed to. And I said, okay. He said, okay, what do you want? And I said, I don't know. What do I need? He said, I'll get you a gun. So he bought me for $25. I bought an old 32, blue, black, old 32.
Yeah.
He brought it to me. I remember, I don't know, 6 months later, he's up there and he's like, how do you like that gun? I was like, I like it. He goes, how's it shoot? I said, I don't know. I ain't shot it yet. I don't know if I ever shot that gun. I really don't.
I'll tell you, when I was working at the sheriff's office, I used to do it. I do it now with senior benefits, the insurance at Madison Insurance. But I used to do these seminars where I would do safety tips for seniors.
Yeah.
And so one of the things, and this is no joke, Ron, I would say, let me ask you, if it was 25 or if it was 50 people out in the audience, I would say, let me ask y'all something. So I'm doing safety tips on seniors. I'd say, how many of y'all own a gun? And maybe 3/4 of the room hands would go up. And I would say, that's fantastic. I think everybody, if they're, cognizant and able to and not a felon, should own a gun.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Sure.
And it's for protection. And I said, so let me ask you something. So several of you have your hands up right now. Let me ask you something. How many of you have shot your weapon in the last 5 years?
None.
And had a few hands go up. How many of you have shot it in the last 2 years? Fewer hands.
Mm-hmm.
How many of you shot it in the last year? And I said, so when I'd get done and maybe one or two hands up, I'd say, well, let me ask you something. The rest of you that own those guns, would you like to sell those guns? Because you're going to get killed. And the sad statistic was you're probably going to get killed by your own gun if you don't.
If you don't work. I don't
know how to use how it functions and use it. But
I don't fool with mine hardly at all. I carry it, but I can't tell you the last time I shot it.
Yeah, it's a lost art. I'm gonna tell you if you don't shoot. But
my kids have aggravated me to death. They want me to take them to shooting range, or Jacob mostly. But once he wants to go, and I keep telling him. I made him go through guns. I made my boys, all three of my boys, take gun safety class online.
Good.
I made them that they didn't, they weren't that interested, but I said, everybody needs to do this. Whether or not you want to ever carry one or not, you got to at least know the dangers of them. So.
There's some good ranges around there. Out in Anderson County, I'm trying to think if I've been to one there. There's one down there before you get to the interstate, probably Roane County. But Knoxville, there's a place over there.
SET, there's in Oak Ridge. There's a range right there, an indoor range in Oak Ridge.
They need to advertise
on the east end. They used to.
They need a good Barney commercial to advertise.
That's exactly what they do.
Let's talk to them.
We'll see if we can work that out.
Yeah.
See if we can get that fixed up and worked out.
Guns is such a touchy subject with people. I've never seen a gun kill someone that's just sitting there. So, but
again, if it's a touchy subject with somebody, I feel like they're not educated about guns.
Yeah.
Because it should be no more touchy than the Rock, Cain, and Abel.
That's right.
There's no difference in, if I decide I'm going to kill somebody, I don't necessarily have to have a gun.
That's right. Well, knives. We've seen knives, rocks, hammers, nail guns.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
I mean, it's, yeah.
You was talking about your drums. I was going to ask you, who's your mentor playing drums?
I like Carmen a piece. I like Buddy Rich.
Buddy Rich was who I was going to ask.
Buddy Rich.
Who's the other one? Carmen who?
Carmine a piece or a piece. He played for Rod Stewart. He was real good.
Neil Peart.
Steve, I love Neil Peart with Rush. He was fantastic.
Peter Criss was not the best drummer.
He was not. He was not the best drummer. He was solid as far as timing, but that, was pretty much
it better than I do. I was just curious because people tell me that, and I said, I don't know if he is or not.
He was all right. You never listened to it and said, that sounds terrible. It was all worked. So
It's about time somebody show up. You know who my favorite banjo picker is?
I bet it's David West.
It's a guy by the name of David.
David West. David Earl West. David Earl.
Where you been?
Well, did the doctor give you a clean bill of health? You get your oil checked?
Yeah.
You got okay? You got everything done?
I walked up.
Got your tires rotated?
I walked up and knocked on the door, and this pretty little girl come to the door, and I said, "Is kind of talking horse?" And I said, "It's a doctor in." She said, "No, come on in." She had it too.
She had it too, huh?
Hey, we've been stalling for 45 minutes here.
Yeah, we've been
What
working.
y'all talking about?
We ain't talking about you, but it was all good.
Let's quit and talk about you now.
I'm talking about me. I ain't nothing here. I told him I wear the same size shoes as you, but I can't fill your shoes. But I like that hat.
You like it? Let me tell you a story about this hat.
Okay.
It's a derby.
Okay.
The Derby.
So we worked for Jake Butcher. We had black pants, white shirt, red suspenders, black tie, and these hats. And I come up with this idea, and Jake said, I love the way you all dress. And we wore these in Washington, D.C. at the White House.
Really?
Yeah, for a million people.
So that hat's been.
That's real derby, see.
That hat's got the mileage on it.
Bald head. It's cold. I've worried about it. Hey, he played a song earlier about if the atomic bomb. Everybody's afraid of the atomic bomb by Lowell Blanchard, but we think that maybe a young Luke Brandon singing some backup on that.
Could have been, probably played on it. He played on everything over back.
Well,
it sounded like
it. Kind of sounded like a young version.
Yeah.
It may not be, but it sounded a lot like it.
It did.
See, he was a staff guitar picker. And Chip was a fiddle player to start with.
With Lowell?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that may have been him. It was
I just about to say it
stuff
was.
that Bradley left him, or that he's got there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good.
And some of the stuff that Bradley brought over last week that we didn't get to play. Well, I was talking about Paul earlier, so he sent me over. He's like, I'm going to send you something we did in the 80s.
Yeah.
I was like, we recorded it in the 80s? He goes, we didn't record it, we played it, but I recorded it. So he recorded the REO Speedwagon song, Keep On Loving You.
Oh, yeah, it's a great song.
He sent it to me. Here, let me see. I'm going to play it. Let me see if I can. I'll play it. Here's Paul Parrott. And I think, I don't think this is him playing the music. I think this is probably a track. I think that's what he told me, but we'll listen to it. All y'all in the courthouse, turn this up. There you go. Mr. Paul Parrott. So if you guys see him out and about today doing anything with your property, you can ask him to sing for you.
So that was Rio's Speedwagon?
That was that. That was Paulio's Speedwagon right there.
Good job, Paul.
Good job. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you tell your boss, John Alley, I said, hey, he's a good one of my favorite people in the world. We were talking about people getting in trouble and getting a break. And I was talking about, because you said that your dad gave Johnny a break one time. He did. John can tell that story a lot better than I can.
I have to get him up here and get him to tell it. But I had the same thing happen to me. I was riding a motorcycle, and his dad's, and I couldn't reach the floor. So I got it on a retaining wall and got going. And police officer pulled out behind me in Caryville, coming back to La Follette. I couldn't stop because I couldn't touch. It would have fell over. So had the Caryville police, the Jacksboro police, and La Follette police. Hey, I finally got to the house, and you would have thought I'd shot somebody by the squad cars. Everybody in my neighborhood was out, and it was Ben Baird that came and talked to me. And he said, I ought to take you to jail right now. And I said, oh, please don't. He goes, oh, I'm not, but I'm coming back tonight and talking to your dad.
No, that's even worse.
So I'm sitting there. It's like 6 o'clock in the evening, 7, whatever time we was eating. We was all at the table. And it's quiet, and I was like, okay. Doorbell rings. Ding dong. My little brother answers the door. I'm like, oh, and I hear, hey, Daddy, there's a policeman here wants to talk to you. That's all she wrote.
Oh, no.
I don't even remember much after that.
Did you ever get back on that Honda 750?
Oh, I did. Hey, Dad, when I got older, Dad let me have it, but I didn't do it. I didn't do it after that, not till he told me I could.
They've still got the boat?
Yeah, I've still got
John David, which one of them has cleaned it up and was going to work on it?
Well, they've cleaned the boat up. I just haven't sold it yet. Well, James David's Dad gave us his fishing ski boat, and James David's he's laid claim to that one.
Well, I knew you told me he's cleaned it up and taking care of it.
We're going to sell, we're selling one of them, the Runabout. I'm trying to get it sold. You need a boat?
I know.
Okay.
I'm not a water dog.
Okay. I'll make you a deal if you do. Just change your mind. But
so do you want me to go to lunch now? I'll just go and leave. You got this
No. No, I got a lot to think about.
What kind of stories you got? We got time.
Yeah.
It stars in stories of David West.
Did you take Bradley back to the barn and load him up last week, David? Because you told him he's going to go back. Did you give him some stuff from the show?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Oh, we called, we was going to work at the courthouse, spend our lane taxes, talking about John. He come out, and we sat down on that bench, and he stayed 30 minutes. We start reminiscing and stuff.
Yeah.
Steve was with him, my nephew, in there, and we just kept saying we had a good time talking about old things and politics.
That's why I love coming out here, David.
Yeah. He said he liked the show in Prattport. They listen to us all the time.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people in the courthouse listen to us.
Oh, I saw your buddy the other night at Terry's thing there, Mr. Isbell.
Oh, yeah, Tim. He went.
I saw Tim.
I got confused. I thought it was the next night. It was funny. I was talking to Terry the next night.
I thought you'd be there. I was there.
I was at the courthouse the next day. And I was talking to Mayor Frank, and I was like, I guess you got to hurry and get to your event. And she said, well, I'm going to Oak Ridge, and then I'm coming back. And so I was talking to Tim, and he was like, her event was the night before, Ron. She was talking about coming to commission. Okay.
I'll tell you how, but I was out there. I remember Regina Copeland. What is she out here? The trustee?
She's the trustee.
So I said, you still listening and to the David show? And she goes, yeah. And I said, do you remember he brought you that book a couple of years ago? You remember that?
Yeah. I forgot
you got
about
feeling bad that day. You scared me to death that day.
Oh, yeah.
got on the elevator there, the judge was saying, "Hey, listen to your show."
Yeah,
Judge Layton.
Yeah, I remember it now.
Yeah.
The way he does that. Listen to your show today.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. But Regina, she's a big fan of yours.
Yeah, I talked to her. She was there
You know.
when I was paying my taxes to her.
Yeah.
She's who you pay.
She's there and they started hunting stuff. See, I'm really downsizing. I've sold quite a bit of property.
Well, I need some Knox County property to put some signs out for my sheriff.
Well, I got some places. I just walk down there and show you where to stick them. You don't have to ask them, lady.
Well, let's get in the truck and go.
Okay.
I need to get this sheriff elected in Knox County.
Me and Gail used to go around and put them out. Me and Gail Martin. I
Yeah.
remember Gail.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I was thinking that Gail this morning. See, we went to school together. We grew up as kids together, and she used to book a lot of shows at the barn for politics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We went, and she'd want me to go to seminars and things with her, and I just got some of them things,
I know.
people, professors and stuff, I don't fit in. I'm more or less hillbillies and the
Me
mountain
neither.
people.
Me
But
neither.
anyhow, we went to this big thing, and a bunch of professors, I ain't know nobody but her. I was about to get her, she was. Anyhow, I just happened to be standing there, and then about 4 or 5 of them, she'd walked off somewhere, and I just stand there. I didn't know nobody, and they just talk about whose picture's on a $500 bill. They just kept talking about it, and finally I said, I believe they had different names if they did it right, and I said, I believe it was McKinley. I didn't tell him what was anything. He said, McKinley. He said, are you sure about that? And I said, I'm pretty sure about that.
You had one, I'm sure.
I said, just a minute. And I reached my
Oh, my
billfold.
gosh.
I pulled out a $500 bill on McKinley. I said, he said, would you let me show this around a little bit here? And I said, yeah, take it. I said, before you take it, I'm going to tell you something. If you'll answer a question for me, I'll just give it to you. He said, what's the question? I said, name one thing in the United States. Now, you have to listen to the wording of this, because I learned this from my daddy, Mr. Walker. Name one thing in the United States of America can be done without money being involved in. I didn't say your money or his money. He had money being involved in. He said, what? I said, go around to all of them. If you can tell me one thing in the United States can be done without money being involved in, I'll give it to you. He said, well, yeah. Well, he took off. I guess he stayed 30 minutes. And he hunted me down. He said, you're sure?
$500.
I said, I thought you was going to answer that. And he said, well, I thought I had you. He said, they were giving away free land in Alaska for homesteaders to come out there at a certain place.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got thinking what you said, money being, I had to drive out there. I had to get a deed. I had to start building. I said, well, now I got that out of the Bible.
Yeah.
And anybody that's listening today wants to read it. Go to Ecclesiastes 10 and 19. It says money answers all things. He wasn't talking about your soul salvation. That was paid by blood. It wasn't him. But so here come another guy in. And he said, I can go out there and drive on the highway. I said, boy, you're so far off. And he's real smart. I said, you don't pay gas taxes and stuff like that. Well, here come another guy. He had me. He done had me.
He thought so.
He said, he walked in the store and he said, I got you on my $500 bill. No, I told him I'd give him $100,000.
Jeez.
So I should give you $100,000. You know, he's
up
he
on
was
it.
fired up. And he said, I come in and get my $100,000. I said, well, go ahead. What'd you do? He said, I'll make you give it to me. I said, well, what's it for? He said, I didn't found out something I can do and don't cost money. And I said, well, tell me what it is. He said, I can send up to heaven. And I said, they could. Nah, you can. That don't cost money. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back. I'm going to get you $100,000. I'm going to stand here and hold it. And when you start ascending,
I'm going to give it to you.
you get 6 feet off the ground, I'm going to hand it to you. And if you come back down, I want my money back. I know you didn't go to heaven and come back down this mess. And I said, now, when you start ascending, if you get arm length 6 feet high, I'm going to hand you this $1,000. You have 1,000 in it. But now, don't stay gone too long. If you stay up there, it's yours. But if you come back down, I said, when was you wanting to leave? I said, I'm going to do you better than that. I'm going to book the Coliseum. And we'll do it over because I'll sell tickets $100 a piece. I'll give you half of that. he just stopped laughing with that. You know.
They need to come up with a game show called Stump David West. It can't be done.
Can't be done.
But I got a lot of things I wrote on business card. I need to bring one I ain't got with me, but it said, faith without works is dead, what the Bible said, you know. And I said, love without giving is worthless. Think about it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And think we stopped. God so loved the world, John 3:16. If he'd stopped right there, we wouldn't have nothing. God so loved the world.
That he gave.
That he gave, that gave part, locks it in, his only begotten son. So everything has to be paid for. And I told one of my doctors one time discussing it. And he said, well, I heard these people riding in the car when the $20 bill blew out the window, the little one with it. He's telling me stuff he has heard, you know, down through there. Oh, he told me, I might have told this, but he said, we was talking about people sick. He said, you know, this guy come in, he said, I hate to tell you this, but said, there's a dead man laying outside your front door there. He said, which way is he headed? He said, he's headed out. He said, out, turn him around. That's bad for business. He got telling the story too, you know, it's funny, but people had a lot of funny stories. Mm-hmm. We was over where I go to Dr. McCoy, you've heard him. Mm-hmm. And he was over at the Tennessee State soccer tournament for the whole state. And so he had me to, just quick as I got him as a doctor, he said I play music, he wanted me to play for him, start playing for him. I said, okay. Me and Luke and Marshall Andy, let's go over and doing big things. And he's talking about the fireworks that come out of the pilot bowl. He talk about fireworks.
Lanston Hill.
It cost some money, did he? He said, yeah, it cost. But we did a lot of shows for him. He was talking about, I told him I wasn't playing much music now. I thought I'd retire. And I may have to do Clinton Fire because
you promised Barry.
I have to do that. Or Barney if he called me or something. But the Clinton Fire, Bear Stevens, when he got me 24 years ago, he said, now here's the deal. If I die first, you can quit. If you die first, I'll quit. Otherwise, you're booked from now on. I said, well, so I probably, if I'm alive, all right, it's kind of like this guy owed my grandpa for a debt. Mm-hmm. You know, he bought some groceries he had a store, and I bought some groceries, and he said, you know, said, I'll pay you Saturday if I'm alive. And he said, Papa said, every time somebody come in and said, did you hear about old Joe dying this weekend? He said, no, I didn't hear it. He said, yeah. He did it at 4 o'clock. Said, he promised me faithful. Unless he died, he'd pay me, and he ain't paid me, so he got to be dead. He took it at his word, didn't he?
Yeah, did he? That's funny.
Then he said, yes, this guy said, do you know so-and-so? And he said, yeah. What kind of guy is he? He said, lie, beg, and steal. He covered it up, didn't he?
He fixed it all, didn't he?
You know, I just loved when I was a kid, a little boy, I just loved to get around. I just hang around old people all the time. They had the best sayings. They were so smart. Yeah. And I remember all the rest of the neighbor kids was riding their bicycles, and I was working on them because I was making a little money off them. But I never was I rode, but it wasn't something I had to do all the time. I was working on making a quarter or 25 cents to ride them. And I was running around this old guy. He was 70 then. He was digging ginseng. He showed me how to cut bee trees. He showed me how to do ginseng. And I'd get so much ginseng, buy me a pair of boots. And then I'd get so much, whatever we'd do, bees, we'd rob bees and get honey. And We had several big old trees up there, holes in them. We get the honey out. And Mama asked me one day, she said, "Come in here a minute. What is wrong with you?" And I said, "What do you mean, Mama?" She said, "You're out here running up and down the road with an old 70-year-old man. Why don't you play with some of the kids your age? I was just real young, though. Ride your bicycle or do something." I just learned so much from that guy.
I had 2 hours the other day with a gentleman. He worked for Jim Clayton. He's 89 years old, and his wife just passed away, and I've known him through different things for the last several years. And so I sat there, and I just went out to visit with him a minute. I spent 2 hours there. I got home, I told my wife, I said, I'd rather spend time with older guys, the wisdom and the stuff they tell you.
Oh, they got it.
And so he was telling me about Jim. He's going to do an event for, or going to some kind of a celebration of former workers and employees. He showed me a really nice letter that Jim had wrote him years ago. He said he was one of his top 5 employees out of all those employees that he was managing.
Good, wasn't it?
Stuff. Yeah, so that's a pretty big compliment right there.
You know, Mr. Walker it's hard for him to find somebody you really trust, because he's so rich, and when you get like him, they think, well, shoot, what's $10,000 off him? And he wouldn't. I was reading people, we don't need to call them names, that took a bankrupt law. I was reading in the book a while back where they sent him a letter for $375,000. He never did mention it to me. I wouldn't have known about it as I read it in that book. But I got thinking, why wouldn't he mention that? But he was in big bucks, millions and millions. That was from pocket change for him. It just wasn't big enough for him to mention.
I can't fathom it.
Nah.
I got $36 in my pocket right now. That's all I got.
You wouldn't even buy a good watch.
I don't think I could buy the battery for it.
They say that my cousin used to say, "Boy, when you walk through that door, David, look, see how much money you got." He starts getting ready for it. I had a bunch of shoes. I just maybe wore them once or twice. He didn't more to say. He bought about 10 pairs. Alan said, "They went out here with them shoes look like cordwood." And said he told that guy. That guy said he got me again. And he was good too. He was a good trader. So he walked in one day, and I had a hunting rifle, deer rifle. And I never did do no deer hunting, so he wanted it. And he said, "What would you take for that?" And I said, "I'll take $200. And that was a good deal, ain't you know? I took it on the mandolin or fiddle or something. He said, "I believe we'll just take it." So just sit there, I may want something else to take you. Well, while we was talking, another friend of ours walked in. He said, "Oh, I've been hunting a deer rifle." I said, "Who is that?" I said, "Long Tom there." My cousin, he said, "Would you sell it?" He said, "Yeah, I'll sell it." I said, "How much?" He said, $250. He said, "Well, I'll take it." So he put the fit in his shirt pocket, gave him my $200. But we've had so much fun at Ciderville. When I tell somebody I don't run it, "Oh, did you close that down?" I said, "No, it didn't close, but I'm not running it." Yeah. Anthony Lay's got it now, but it's just some memories, and people liked it. I was going to change the front door this past year.
Yeah.
Last year. And I called Butler Brothers. They do all my work. And I said, "Go get me an expensive door. It may cost $5,000 or whatever they cost. I want one of them like those professionals." Mm-hmm. And they were down there working on the framework. "What are you going to do? Fix this old door up, ain't you?" And he said, "No, we'll fix it. Oh, don't put no new one. Please don't." Those people begging us. I said, "Just remodel that." And it was put in there in 55. That barrel was made in 55. Mm-hmm. And, it's just a landmark.
It is.
Mm-hmm. See, Daddy made the block to build the first building in 48.
That's amazing.
I was just 6-year-old, and I'd go there and watch them mix that mud up and lay them blocks.
So this 2048, you'll be 106.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
It's going to be it goes back a long ways. And I got a picture at the first little bitty cider place, it was about 6 feet long and about 4 feet. It's just like a booth. You just empty it out. You had a cooler
On
in
that
there.
same property?
Huh?
On that same property.
It's right where you step in the phase office. That's on it.
Yeah.
On that block. And I got a picture of him drinking cider out of a jug.
That's about that.
Mr. Epson. He started making cider. He moved there in 55, and he put that Chelsea door in and built that barrel.
Yeah.
And when he did, I was 13, and he started paying me $1 a day to sell cider.
Yeah.
And then I got $1 a day, and then 10% over $10. I got 10%. Shoot, I was making money then.
You got to rethink this stuff about retiring because I just went this past Tuesday. They opened the Wild Wings down in Farragut.
Oh, I know what they want me on.
And so Jimbo Whaley was opening the show, and it was they kicked it off and had a great time down there the other night.
Are they drawing anybody much?
Had a huge crowd. I took my wife just because I said, I know how it is to be trying to do a show and nobody hardly show up. I said the last time there was one down west here, I came to, Russ and Becky was there, and they might have been, I think I counted 8 people.
Oh, shoot.
I think it's me and Doug, and not counting Russ and Becky and the workers, but I think I counted 8 people. And so I said, listen, I hate that. I pulled in, and it was packed. And a great show. They did a great show. Of course, you know them all. But great show. So you might need to rethink this.
Hey, I don't even want to visit.
Okay, well, we'll talk about the fairs then, because
I'll talk about the fairs.
I'll believe you like I did Dr. Snyder when he said he was retiring. I said, well, I am too. Then I'll quit too. But,
we 24 years, I believe he said I did it.
At Anderson County?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, you need to go for at least 25.
Well, see, I did it.
I believe you've done it longer than that.
I have, but I was going to tell you, I done it for E.T. Stanley.
I was going to say, because I've been doing it since 1990, and you've been doing it as long as I have. That's 36 years.
36,
But see, I done it, it was with him.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But E.T. used to hire us, and I bring people in from everywhere. Ava Barbara and Ellie and Lola. And you remember when they had the mule that kicked the ball?
Oh, yeah. Did Skip Ewing come with you one year?
Well,
Did you bring him to the fair?
Who?
Skip Ewing?
Great songwriter, great singer.
Yeah, I believe he did.
I
Yeah.
believe so.
He's
I
fantastic.
thought so, yeah.
I know he come with us to Hammers, and I think he come to fair.
I thought you brought him to the fair.
Michael and him.
It's a long time
Yeah,
ago.
they played when the Hammers was up on the street, the old Hammers.
Yeah.
He's still writing a lot of stuff. He's good.
They played
Skip
under that.
Ewing.
We played on that big old porch out there.
Yeah.
Because it rains and 4 people stand everywhere. We used to draw some big crowds there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I'd pull up that old big limousine. That's hillbillies that get out, and there'd already be 50 people waiting on us. We used to draw pretty good way back. And I'll tell you, before COVID, Wild Wings over here, I saw high as 25 people outside trying to get in. Outside,
Oh, yeah.
standing in line.
In Powell, yeah, waiting out there to get in.
Wild Wings changed a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
But I'd come in and be a lot of people leaving. I said, y'all leaving? Well, we won't get waited on tonight, 2-hour wait. And they'd be standing there, and I'd just weed through them. I said, I got to go in there and pick now. I'm not trying to get in front of you. But they told me when I quit this year, see, I've been taking it year at a time, and he said, David, you draw more than anybody we've ever had here. And you've put on the best show that's ever been put on here. And he said, anytime you want to play at the Wild Wings, Felix going to give me both of them.
Yeah.
He said, just let me know what you want. That's what you get. And I said, I sure do appreciate it. I've had a long run here.
Is Roger Harb, is he the
He's
one
still-
the other day?
yeah,
He was there the other night, and Freddie came, and they let Freddie kick him off and introduce him and stuff, which they quit doing that, but it was good. But, the Wild, did Ken Bonham, he played that last one in December, wasn't it? Was Ken playing then? Yeah.
He played with some Dan Yarner too, didn't he?
Yeah. Did they
I
go
played-
down and do one
Oh, I
down there?
played that for years, didn't I?
Yeah, but I mean, this last year, the last one you did over there at Wild Wings was
He
December?
did. Yeah, he played guitar.
Okay.
And he called me. He got mixed up, and he called me up last part of December and said, are we supposed to play Monday night? And I said, no. right before he died.
Yeah.
About 2 weeks before he died. He said,
wow.
so we're supposed to play Monday night. And I said, no, he was played about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so he said, I didn't know where I was. He said, I guess my calendar's wrong. I looked at something wrong. He had wrote down wrong.
Yeah, that's funny.
But, you know, I played for so many years and did so many shows. I've done thousands of shows. I just, in my office, I had my banjo sitting there, and I just finally put it in a closet there. Because every time I take a note, pick it up, I get this nauseous feeling, and I don't even hear it.
They sound like Johnny Paycheck and old violin. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the greatest
When
songs.
Sonny Osborne quit, me and him was big buddies. It really hurt me when he quit. I thought, how could anybody quit playing music?
Mm.
And I like to hear it. And I like to watch people in the store, but I don't even pick up one in the store. I told him I couldn't do that. I did Christmas, do Jingle Bells a few times or something set on a banjo.
Yeah.
But I said, I don't want to do that now. I didn't come down here to pick or work, but I'm going to give you some advice. I'll do some stuff. and yours might be better than mine, but I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you something Anthony's done that's really been good. Of course, I couldn't have done it because we didn't have it.
Right.
Every time he sells a Martin or any kind of instrument, he takes them outside, takes a picture and put it on the internet.
Yes, yeah. Social
And
media.
he's moved them like Martins. He's moving them big time.
Yeah.
And the main thing, he's got a variety. Anything that you need in the top stuff,
Yeah.
you call over and say, yeah, we got to stop.
Yeah.
And he does.
Good.
He's got them from B45s down. He's got one of them new ones that just came out. It's a double Martin. It's got a 12 string on the bottom, I believe, and a 6 string on top.
Oh, wow.
12
I didn't even
12
see
on
that.
top, 6 string on the bottom. Okay.
I've never seen one of them.
Answering this thing out.
I reckon.
You ought to see that.
I bet.
I can't even play one string.
And that blue one, nobody thought they'd sell.
Oh, he sold.
Oh,
Yeah, he sold Noah one for his girlfriend.
yeah. I'm supposed to pay
Little
that
Pete.
wedding. I don't know if I want to or not.
That is.
I believe if I was going to pick, I'd probably pick.
No,
Good Lord.
No, he called me and said, David, I need to ask you for a favor. His daddy does sound and things. So we got sound and things. And I asked my wife-to-be, who do you want to play for our wedding? And she said, David, and his group said, I saw him at Wild Wings. Said that's the best group I've ever saw.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I'll get back with you. It's on my burner, but it's kind of weak.
Yeah. That's good. That's great. Yeah, he's got. I'm gonna tell you, he's got a gig and a half right now. What he's doing, they set that up at the Grand Ole Opry and stuff. He's doing.
He's
got.
really
I'll tell you one that he's got down there right now. Hannah. It's her and her brother. Hannah. He just had her in the chair the other day. She sounds just like Leanne Womack. Pretty little young girl. And she is traditional country, and he had her on there.
Is that the one he had up?
Hannah.
I think he had.
I don't know. No, that's not the one. But this girl's name is Hannah. She was on American Idol.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But boy, she's really good.
He had.
It could have been. It could have been. I don't know that I heard that one sing
I
the
think
night
he
we
brought
saw
her up.
But did she sing that night?
She sang with him the last time he was there. You wasn't there.
I wasn't there the last one, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
tell
when
you,
he brought
she's
up
really
her.
good. This girl's
Oh, they're
really
good.
good. I'm not talking about
His whole
good.
family.
She's
You
really
take his
good.
daddy and his brother.
Yeah.
Harmony. Oh man.
Oh, they're
I
phenomenal.
put him on after we quit over one night, and people just started moving up to the.
Well, I'll tell you what, if anything ever happens to Gary LaVox, who's the lead singer for Rascal Flatts, Noah could step right in, and and they're good friends. They're good buddies now, but yeah, he could do it. Yeah, in a heartbeat.
And see,
He's that good.
I think on this wedding, I believe Kid Rock will be there.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
See, Kid Rock's a good friend he is.
Yeah.
He cut his hair.
Well, you need security.
Maybe. Hey, I don't know about him, but I will. That's the same thing.
I guard your money, and I ain't got enough bullets.
That's it. One time we walked into Dunkin' Donuts to get our donuts, and they said, how's Mr. Walker doing, Fred? He said, he said, he ain't done too good. Said he fell off his billfold and broke his leg.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
No, he had something funny for everything.
He did.
I tried to call you where I go. I was going to tell you we just left Chattanooga 15 minutes ago. We're just about there.
I knew you had. We was right in deep conversation on something. I hit the button wrong. Yeah, but yeah, when we first started here, there was a song we was talking about politics, and we was talking about I'm my own grandpa.
Yeah.
So I looked it up to see who wrote it, and it was a couple of guys that wrote it for Lonzo and Oscar back in 1947. How many people you think's recorded that thing?
I wouldn't have any idea.
Now Rick Campbell's he does it a little bit every once in a while.
Yeah.
But he was right, Ron. It was Ray Stevens that cut it as well. There's a bunch. I
remember Ray
Grandpa
Stevens.
Jones did it.
Yeah.
And Tom Arnold from the movie, I can't remember the name of the movie, but Tom Arnold that used to be married to Roseanne, he did it in a movie and
really
did a great job on it. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the movie, but
I don't know that.
It's pretty good. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Boy, been some. You know who wrote "Smoke That Cigarette"?
Smoke.
Really?
Did really or Leroy Van Dyke? Who?
Merle Travis.
Did he?
Travis. Smoke.
Why did I think
Who
Willie
sang
wrote
it?
that?
Was it Leroy Van Dyke? Who sang that?
He wrote it for somebody. I know the name. I can't get it in my head right quick.
Here, we got this social
look it
media
up,
real
Art.
quick. These computers we have.
There you go.
An absolute fortune.
Merle seemed like it was something. But he wrote. Hey, what happened? He said he told who it was. Come up and said, "Merle, I need a song." He said, "Well, I ain't got nothing. We'll just write you one." He said, "Let me go in the house and give me a cigarette. I can't do nothing without a cigarette."
Yeah.
Come back smoking it. He said, "I got it. Smoke that cigarette." His son told that story.
Yeah, Merle Travis and Tex Williams.
Tex Williams, that's the guy.
There you go.
Tex Williams wrote it, or with Merle Travis. I was trying to think who sung that song. Was I guess it was Tex Williams?
Tex Williams got it.
Okay, yeah, that's it. So they both wrote it, but that's my favorite smoking cigarette song is Jerry Reed's. That one. Give me one more.
There you go.
I like one that Glenn Campbell come out and told us that, if I can think of it, he said, he's on stage. In fact, I think he had it on an album. He said, "Well, we had some fun the other night." He said, "We've been playing celebration parties." He said, "Other night," said, "we played the grand opening of a pack of cigarettes." And he said, "You don't take much to get us going." Oh, he told all kinds of them in that category, but he was funny. You know, a lot of them old timers wrote songs that the most sung song in the world. You know what that is?
Happy Birthday.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest ones was White Christmas. You know.
Oh, is that right?
John Hartford had number one with "Gin on My Mind" for 12 solid years. Be a biggest song.
Yeah.
This fella told me in the store the other day, he said, I went to a concert with John Hartford and them, a bunch of them was on there, and said, I walked up and said, "Do you know David West?" He said, "Yeah, I picked with him." He said, "I like David West. He's a friend of mine."
Yeah.
He said, "He sure knows you."
That's funny.
Yeah.
So, most important question: did you get a good, clean bill of health this morning,
Yeah,
doctor?
he said that. Give me 2 rolls of toilet paper. Said, "You got a clean bill." No, he did. He did say
this retirement stuff.
he said it was good. Everything
We'll
was.
talk about retirement stuff.
He said, "Come back 3 or 4 months." So.
One of these days you'll be there.
Huh?
One of these days you'll be there, and you'll understand.
You hush, Mike.
You'll understand.
I'm there, man. What are you talking about? Be there. I just don't have the money to retire.
You know, I just thinking of a lot of things that went on at Solderville, and we've had. Nobody could have had a better life than that. My daddy in there putting coal in the pot-belly stove, and some of the drunks would stagger in, because Clinton Highway wasn't them beer joints. Of course, we didn't hit it, you know. They'd come in, "And y'all sell beer?" They said, "No, we got some root beer over." "Oh, I don't."
That stuff will kill you.
Yeah. This one guy come in, was eating. Back there one day, a young guy, and they said, "Do you want to come back here and eat?" He said, "Boy, we got some good salmon patties and mashed potatoes and stuff." And he said, "I don't eat food like that. That old food that's good for you. I don't eat it. I eat that bad stuff." He said, "You didn't eat nothing."
Who was it? Faye or Alma made the salmon patties that were so good?
Both of them did.
Oh, they made some good.
Oh,
The best salmon patties.
And I
love
told them, I said, put a can of mackerel into that mackerel where you get a good taste.
Oh, it's good. I'm gonna tell you what.
Oh,
I love and I'm pretty picky on my stuff.
you remember your brother, he loved them chicken livers.
Mm-hmm.
I tell him when I'd get them women come here and do them big dinners,
Yeah.
Oh, boy, we had that's feast, wasn't it?
Doug, I'm going to call him here in a minute. If we're going to lunch today, I may get Doug to come with us.
Yeah.
He wants to see you. And if he's
Well, we're going to go to the chicken livers, too.
Yeah, I'll have chicken. My daddy ate beef livers.
But I tell her, I say, get a bunch of cups of them chicken livers. They ain't much, you know. Fry them up. She'd fry them up before dinner and put them in. Doug just over and get
he loves them. He loves them. I can't eat them. I know Mike eats anything, though.
Yeah.
Mike can eat.
Yeah.
He eats everybody's leftovers, don't he?
Right. I was raised you didn't throw food away.
Didn't throw it away.
Yeah. Well, you don't throw it away. You throw it down.
Right.
You throw it down the hatch.
Mel Gibson makes some good chicken livers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, you cook. He got that big grill. He cooked one of them big hams and bring the fire. And just them boys back there, me too, just slice it off and eat it with that bread. And it tender.
Yeah.
Tender as a mother-in-law's. Love. Me and Michael's eating someplace this past week. And we got chicken tenders. They wasn't tender. Them chickens have done a lot of flying, I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
And they was tough. And I said, I just don't want to eat something that I can't chew good. So we just wrapped it up in a box. And I said, take it home. You might want to cook it some more or something. Went to another place, and it was just as bad. We went to two places, and I said, Marquise took off the list.
I was in Morristown doing an event a couple of weeks ago, and I wanted some ribs. I've been wanting some good ribs.
Yeah.
So I stopped at this place in Morristown, and it was the Friday night before Valentine's Day. I got done doing an event, and I told my wife, I said, I want some ribs. I went in there, and I said, you got good ribs tonight, don't you? Oh, yeah, they fall off the bone. I said, okay. I said, I want ribs. I she brought them out. And I'm telling you, I like to pull the crowns and everything off my teeth trying to get it off her. And I told her, I said, honey, I'm so sorry, but can you take these back? Just bring me some chicken tenders or something. They were also, I went the next week to, I won't say the name, a very prominent restaurant over in Knoxville that supposedly has really good ribs. They were a little bit better, but they still weren't. I got to find me a place that's got good ribs.
Sometimes you get some good ones at Buddy's.
I've never had the ribs. Somebody did tell me to go to Texas Roadhouse. Has good ribs. I've never had them there.
What's his name? Calhoun is supposed to have real good ones.
Well, I just hit them in a bad night. I'll just say that the other night. Yeah, the sauce was good. I licked the sauce off, but I pulled my teeth trying to get the ribs off of them.
You know, that's what
I better not say that.
I remember me and Mr. Walker sitting in the lawyer's office, and he said, "Now we got business to take care of. We ain't leaving." And he said, could we stop for lunch? And he said, well, we can stop for lunch. We eat right here at this desk. He said, no, we ain't going out. And they said, what do you want? He said, chicken. They brought him a chicken sandwich. He's sitting there pulling on it like rubber bands. He's trying to get it off, and he's getting it, pulling it stretch with her.
Oh, jeez.
That woman come back and said, Mr. Walker has your chicken sandwich. I believe it. That chicken done a lot. Fine, ain't it?
Yeah, I like my stuff good. There's a place in Knoxville I had a really good burger the other day. I hadn't ate there before, so I don't want to give free advertisement for these places.
He said that old chicken is tougher than my throat off through. He said this one woman, I don't never sell on credit, but she looked kind of pitiful. I let her have that chicken. Said, next week she's supposed to pay me. And I said, you're going to pay for that chicken, that hen, wouldn't you? She said, Mr. Walker, I can't pay you for that hen. I said, that hen was so tough, I couldn't even stick a fork in the gravy.
That's tough.
That's tough, wouldn't it? Couldn't even stick a fork in the gravy. You know, we better close up, hadn't we?
All right.
We're running out of time. Time is money.
Yeah.
We got to get Barney back on the job.
Yeah, I got Madison Insurance Group. I got to go sell some insurance here. So, but I got to eat lunch. So
You got to have lunch. You got to get your strength up.
I do.
Okay.
Have a sinking spell in the afternoon.
Good Lord's willing, we got Carrie's coming back. Reeves.
Bradley?
Bradley
next week?
Bradley Reeves is coming back next week.
All right, then I'll
He's got
let
some
you
more
know.
new stuff to bring.
Good.
Good
Well,
deal.
he's interesting, ain't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's one of the best historians I know of. See, I met him, the government here in our state, Tennessee, fixed a great big motel up there somewhere.
Bristol.
Yeah. Boy, it was nice, and we was one of the first people stayed in it.
Yeah.
And they fed us. And a guy came in about HD 28 Martin, and we was talking about old TV shows, and I said, Buster just called me, and he's got 30 of them big old reels back in. See, we done one every week, one run out, one come in, that's with it. And you record over them. And he called me up and asked me if I'd bring them out there and store them. And I said, I ain't got no good place. He said, I just got them in the building. Said, see if you can place them for me. And I said, I know where. He's talking about his wife was over to the historical center up there. So I know where you get them. I said, call Bonnie Lou, and if she has any question, call me. And the state took them and baked them. This dang, they baked them and got, I believe, 28 of them. They recorded that, 28 of them.
Wow.
And I was on most of them. And then he made a movie of them. So he showed that big theater up there. I forgot the name of it. And that's where I met
The
him.
Paramount, was it? The
Paramount, might have been.
Yeah. Well, that's the Paramount is where I was going to tell you, Radio Bristol.
I played the Paramount.
Yeah.
I think this other one was something else. It's fancy. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But I played the Paramount, too, with the CW boys and them.
Yeah. Tim White and them. Yeah. Tim and
We did Fred's funeral. He wanted them and me and Luke to do his funeral.
Yeah.
And I told a few stories, the ones we could. But, kind of like my cousin. My cousin, he's writing a book on the WYSH generation, and he come talk to him. He said, I believe you best leave my chapter out. His wasn't too good, but anyhow, we got in on the tail end, didn't we, Mike?
Yep.
Better late than never.
Do we get to see you next week? As Mad Jack said, don't take no wooden nickels.
Thank you for listening to AM 1380 WYSH and Ask Your Neighbor. Make sure you tune in at 10 a.m. each day, Monday through Friday, right here on AM 1380 WYSH and BBB TV 12. Or listen live online at WYSHradio.com.